Emily Thompson stepped off the bus onto the wide, tree-lined paths of Willowbrook University. The air was crisp with the scent of fallen leaves, a gentle reminder that autumn had arrived in full force. She clutched her backpack strap, her heart beating a little faster than usual. This was her new home, far from the quiet suburbs of her childhood in Ohio. At 18, she was just a freshman, eager yet overwhelmed by the sea of students rushing past her. The campus sprawled out like a small town, with red brick buildings framed by manicured lawns. Bikes whizzed by on the sidewalks, and laughter echoed from groups gathered under shady oaks. Emily paused, taking it all in. She had dreamed of this moment for years: independence, new friends, a chance to discover who she really was. But now, standing there alone, a wave of uncertainty washed over her. What if she didn't fit in? What if the classes were too hard? She made her way to her dorm, Hawthorne Hall, a towering structure with ivy climbing its walls. Her roommate, Sarah Jenkins, was already there, unpacking boxes with upbeat music playing softly in the background. Sarah had a warm smile, freckles across her nose, and an easy laugh that put Emily at ease. "Hey, you're Emily, right? From Ohio." "I'm from California, total opposite coasts," Sarah said, extending a hand. Emily shook it, forcing a smile. "Yeah, that's me." "Nice to meet you." They chatted about majors: Emily in computer science, Sarah in biology, and shared stories of high school awkwardness. It felt good, this small connection, like a lifeline in the vast ocean of college life. That first week blurred into a routine of orientations, syllabus readings, and late-night cafeteria runs. Emily attended her Intro to Programming class, where Professor Harlan droned on about algorithms in a voice as steady as a metronome. She sat in the back row, notebook open, scribbling notes while her mind wandered. Back home, her parents, Mark and Lisa Thompson, had always encouraged her tinkering with computers. Her dad, a quiet engineer at a defense firm, had taught her basic coding when she was 12. "You're a natural, Em," he'd say with a proud grin. But here, amid the chatter of confident upperclassmen, she felt small. The problem crept in slowly, like fog rolling over the campus squad. Homesickness. It started with missing her mom's homemade lasagna, then escalated to longing for her little brother's silly jokes. Nights in the dorm were the worst. Lying awake, staring at the ceiling while Sarah snored softly, Emily would scroll through family photos on her phone, tears pricking her eyes. Why did everything feel so distant? She wanted to call home, but pride held her back. She was supposed to be independent now. To cope, Emily threw herself into campus life. She joined the coding club, a group of tech enthusiasts who met in a dimly lit basement room filled with humming computers and empty pizza boxes. There, she met Alex Rivera, a sophomore with messy dark hair and a quick wit. "Newbie, huh?" "Don't worry. We all started somewhere," he said, showing her how to debug a stubborn program. Their conversations flowed easily, from favorite video games to dreams of Silicon Valley jobs. For the first time, Emily felt a spark of belonging. Yet, the loneliness lingered. One rainy afternoon, she sat alone in the library, rain pattering against the tall windows. The shelves loomed like silent guardians, filled with books on every subject imaginable. She was working on a personal project, a simple encryption puzzle she'd found online during high school. It was just for fun, a way to challenge herself. Little did she know, that puzzle had roots deeper than she could imagine. As days turned into weeks, subtle oddities began to appear. A man in a dark coat lingering near her dorm entrance, pretending to read a newspaper. Strange clicks on her phone line during calls home. Emily brushed them off as paranoia, the product of too many late nights and caffeinated study sessions. "You're just stressed," Sarah told her one evening as they shared microwave popcorn. College does that to everyone. But the relatable struggle deepened. In her sociology class, the professor discussed identity and belonging, and Emily found herself tearing up during a lecture on family ties. She confided in Alex during a club meeting. "I feel like I'm pretending to be okay," she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. He nodded sympathetically. "Hey, it's normal. Give it time. You're smarter than half the people here already." Emily appreciated the kindness, but doubt gnawed at her. She missed the security of home, the way her dad would fix things with quiet efficiency, or how her mom would hug her after a bad day. One crisp evening, she walked the campus paths alone, leaves crunching under her sneakers. The sun dipped low, painting the sky in soft oranges and pinks. She paused by a fountain, water trickling peacefully, and let out a long sigh. This was her life now, beautiful, yet isolating. The twist came gently, like a breeze shifting directions. It started with a phone call from her father on a Thursday morning. Emily was in her dorm, sipping coffee, when her phone buzzed. "Hey, kiddo," Mark said, his voice unusually strained. "How's everything?" "Fine, Dad, just busy with classes." She hesitated. "Is something wrong?" A pause on the line, long enough to make her stomach twist. "No, nothing, just stay safe, okay? Love you." The call ended abruptly, leaving Emily unsettled. That afternoon, in the coding club, she dove back into her puzzle. It was an old cipher, something she'd cracked months ago and posted anonymously on a forum for fun. Solved it, she'd written, sharing the key without a second thought. As the sun set, casting long shadows across the quad, Emily headed back to her dorm. The air hummed with student chatter of friends planning weekend parties, couples holding hands. She felt a pang of envy. Then, a low rumble echoed in the distance, growing louder. At first, she thought it was thunder, but the sky was clear. Heads turned as the sound intensified. From the horizon, dark shapes appeared, helicopters, sleek and black, slicing through the air. They descended toward the campus football field, rotors whipping up gusts of wind that scattered leaves like confetti. Students froze, phones out, capturing the spectacle. Whispers rippled through the crowd. "What's going on? Is this a drill?" Emily stood rooted, a chill running down her spine. The helicopters touched down, doors sliding open. Men in tactical gear poured out of helmets, vests, rifles slung across their chests. They moved with precision, forming a perimeter. One of them, a tall figure with a commanding presence, scanned the area. His eyes locked on Emily. "Emily Thompson," he called, voice cutting through the noise. Her heart pounded. "Why yes, come with us." Now, confusion washed over her. Students murmured, some backing away, others inching closer. Sarah appeared at her side, wide-eyed. What's happening?" "I don't know," Emily whispered, but she stepped forward, drawn by an inexplicable pull. The man extended a hand. "I'm Sergeant Reyes, Delta Force. Your father sent us." Delta Force. The words echoed in her mind. Her dad, the engineer? It didn't make sense. They escorted her to the chopper, the wind from the blades tousling her hair. As she climbed in, strapped to a seat, the reality sank in. The campus shrank below as they lifted off, buildings blurring into a patchwork of green and brick. Inside the helicopter, the roar of engines muffled conversation, but Sergeant Reyes leaned close. "Your father isn't just an engineer, Ms. Thompson. He's a high-level operative with the NSA. That puzzle you solved? It was a planted test, a cipher tied to national security. Foreign agents traced it back to you. They were closing in." Emily's world tilted. Her dada a spy? The quiet man who mowed the lawn on Sundays. Memories flooded back, late-night work calls, vague trips abroad. It all clicked into place, gently, like puzzle pieces she'd overlooked. "Why me?" she asked, voice trembling. "You have his gift. The code you broke exposed a vulnerability in our systems, but it also made you a target. We're extracting you to safety." The flight was a blur of clouds and questions. Emily thought of her life via the homesickness, the search for belonging. Now, it all seemed trivial against this revelation. Yet, it grounded her emotions in a new way. She wasn't just a freshman, she was part of something larger, tied to her family's hidden world. They landed at a secure base hours later, the night sky dotted with stars. Her parents waited on the tarmac, faces etched with worry and relief. Mark enveloped her in a hug, stronger than any she'd known. "I'm sorry, Em, I never wanted this for you." Lisa held her tight. "We kept it secret to protect you, but you're safe now." Explanations followed in a quiet room, over warm tea. Mark detailed his double life via decades in intelligence, safeguarding the country. The puzzle had been a subtle recruitment tool, but enemies had intercepted it. Delta Force's arrival was a precaution, swift and necessary. Emily listened, emotions swirling, shock, anger, but ultimately, understanding. I felt so lost at college, she admitted. Like I didn't belong. Mark squeezed her hand. You do belong with us. And in your own way. This doesn't change who you are, it just adds to it. As dawn broke, painting the horizon in soft light, Emily felt a profound shift. The homesickness faded, replaced by a deeper connection to her roots. She wasn't alone. Her family's secrets had woven her into a tapestry of purpose. Back at Willowbrook weeks later, after briefings and assurances of safety, Emily returned with a quiet confidence. The campus felt familiar now, the paths welcoming. Sarah greeted her with a hug. What was that about? You okay? Emily smiled. Family stuff. But yeah, I'm good. She rejoined classes, coded with Alex, and embraced the ordinary moments. The twist had gentle ripples, teaching her resilience. No more choppers descended, but the memory lingered, a reminder of hidden strengths. In the end, Emily thrived, balancing her studies with newfound awareness. She visited home more, cherishing the bonds that grounded her. Life wasn't just about fitting in, it was about discovering the extraordinary within the everyday. And as she walked the quad under a clear sky, she knew she was exactly where she belonged.